Welcome back to the Bro Country Podcast. My name is Joey, and as always, I am joined by...
Hey man, it's Chris over here tonight. What's going on tonight, Joey?
Not a whole lot, man. It's been a little bit since we've recorded an episode.
That's right.
What, 2 weeks, I think?
Yep.
Seems like forever.
Busy with summer.
Yeah. Summer and shows, man.
That's right.
Shows are happening. We've been talking about it for months, and it's actually happening, so it's great. But
That's right. You got one tomorrow.
yeah, yep, country concert at Fort Laramie. Let's pray to the heavens above that the weather is somewhat decent.
That's right, man.
But anyway, it's been a couple weeks, guys, so we've got some stuff to get caught up on. This week we're going to be talking about Riley Green's latest mini album / extended EP, because it was 7 songs, Behind the Bar. But first, we'll get caught up on what's been happening over the last couple weeks.
That's right, man. There's been a lot going on in Nashville these last couple weeks.
Oh, it's crazy, man. So much new music has came out, so many announcements for new music. It's really exciting right now.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Yeah, tell us what's going on.
yeah, absolutely, man. So Parker McCollum announced an album that's going to be dropping on the 30th, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. He has released a bunch of music, bunch of EPs, bunch of stuff. So I wonder how much, it's probably going to be like everything else. It's probably not going to be that many new songs, and they're just going to package some stuff together. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got his second single is climbing the radio chart pretty good. So this is definitely a good time to get some new music out for Parker.
I mean, we've talked about on the show that he might be, in line to be one of the next guys, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Ray Fulcher had his Grand Ole Opry debut recently within the last couple weeks, and that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it really was. I think we were both in town in Nashville that day, and we had other stuff going on. We weren't able to make it over there, but I'm sure that would have been cool to see.
Yeah, how ironic we were both in Nashville and then didn't even get to go. That was unfortunate, but I wasn't even supposed to be in Nashville that weekend. I was supposed to be in Boston, but long story short, my flight got canceled, so my brother and I decided to go to Nashville, and it was a good weekend, but did not get Opry tickets, unfortunately. But congrats to Ray on that, because I know he was super excited for it.
Did you see the video of one of the songs that he played? He played a song that supposedly like 10 or 12 years ago, he wrote it and said that if he ever made it to the Opry, he would play this song. And it was like one of the very first songs that he ever wrote.
Yeah, didn't he put that on social media or something? I think I watched a video about it or something like that. But
it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and then he got a standing ovation, too, at the end.
That's right.
That was awesome.
The Opry loves a great debut.
Absolutely, man. Speaking of people at the Opry that are loved, Luke Combs debuted 2 new songs on social media over the past couple weeks.
He did, man. What were the names of them?
Good Old Days and 5-Leaf Clover.
What do you think of them?
I like them, man. I do. I'm ready for Luke Combs 3, and I think he is, too. He's been teasing it for a little bit and making posts about it, so I think it's time.
Gosh, man. Actually, he posted those too, and then I guess at the Alabama shows over July 4th, he also finally played the full version of South on Ya.
Yeah.
So there is a ton of new music out there for Luke right now.
Which he teased that forever ago, like a little, was it in an Instagram story or something? It was like a deep cut challenge, or I forget, something over COVID.
Well, yeah, the deep cut challenge was going on, and then they started the demo challenge.
That was it.
And so he dropped like a 45-second or a minute clip of the demo of South on Ya, but he had not played the whole song yet until this past weekend.
Shoo-wee. It's a good one.
It is, man.
And then I think we've talked about this before, but Chris Young's album Famous Friends is coming out, and actually I noticed on his social media that if you pre-order it up until August 6th, he's actually autographing every copy, every like physical copy sold, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I saw that. That's wild, man. It looked like there were a couple different covers maybe for the album.
Yeah, there's like a special edition green cover, and then there's like the regular blue one or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think the green one is only going to be available through August 6th. Like, you can't get the special edition after that date or whatever, but I pre-ordered it.
There you go.
I'll support Chris Young, man. I thought that was pretty cool.
Did you see that he and Mitchell Tenpenny pretty much had Broadway shut down the other night?
Yeah. That was crazy, dude.
That was crazy, man.
And then
crazy.
The fourth, they did it for the music video for their song together, right, on the album?
Yeah.
And then, speaking of Broadway and just Nashville, when Priscilla Block and Brad Paisley did that show, did you see that?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, dude! There was like hundreds of thousands of people like packed in. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh man, I mean, I've been on Broadway a bunch, and it's hard for me to imagine them setting a stage up and doing live music right there with as many people and just how crazy and hectic it is right there.
Oh, dude. I mean, we were there, that was last weekend now, but it seemed really busy, but compared to, like, something like that, it was like, it would have been considered, like, dead as far as people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. The one that I definitely would have been amazing to go to is when Brooks and Dunn's Reboot came out, and they did a concert there on Broadway, and it was like Party and Kojo and Luke Combs, and I mean, it was...
That'd been wild.
That would have been amazing.
Absolutely, man. And then Randall King dropped a new single, Record High, which was pretty good. You listen to it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was... Spotify knows me well because on the release radar on last Friday, it was the first song that popped up was Randall's new song.
Dude, it's like straight honky tonk music too.
It is, and I mean, I guess they're going to push it to radio, so we'll see. It definitely does not sound. It sounds like what you would have heard on the radio in the '90s, but not 90s. Today. Yeah, not today.
Like the production and the instrumentation sounds like a straight Brooks and Dunn song. I felt like.
Yeah, it does.
Like it took me right back to the 90s. It was good though. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. But yeah, Randall's new song dropped. Cody Johnson, wishing him well. He's on a 3-week vocal rest. Well, it's probably 2 weeks now, but
I saw that.
Yeah, he's got some issues going on health wise. So his doctor of like 8 years put him on a 3-week vocal rest, and I was actually supposed to see him tomorrow at Country Concert, but unfortunately he's not going to be there. But they did get Ashley McBryde to fill in, so we'll be stoked to see Ashley.
People probably think that these artists' voices are kind of rested up because they haven't been performing. But, I mean, your voice is just like any other muscle. You got to use it. And, I mean, I saw John Party had to go on vocal rest for most of June. Now Cody, I mean, I think they were also amped to get back out there. They just blew their vocal cords out.
Yeah, and, I mean, they're both two, like, high-energy performers, too,
Yeah, for sure, man.
So they put their all into it. But, yeah, I did want to mention Upchurch. He dropped a new album recently called Same Old, Same Old. I did give it a little listen through.
What'd you think?
There were some catchy tunes. I can't say I know a lot about Upchurch's music. I have not really listened to his full catalog or anything like that. But, I did see it was released, so I wanted to give it a little listen through, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I think sometimes I will give him a chance on some. He puts out a ton of music.
Yeah.
And sometimes I listen to it, sometimes I don't. I mean, I respect what he does. I did not catch any of this album, but I might go back and give it a shot.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a listen, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't listen to everything he puts out because he does put out a ton of music, and he's got a humongous fan base, and, he's a real small-town guy that does a lot for the community that he lives in and stuff, which I do respect that, but, so it was pretty catchy. There were some catchy tunes for sure.
That's cool, man. Before we move on, I know you saw this, but or I think you had posted about it, but the Deer Rodeo documentary for Cody that's coming out, what is it, August 10th?
Yeah, August 10th.
It says in select theaters, so I bet somewhere near you in Cincinnati that they'll be playing that in a theater somewhere. It'd be cool to go see.
Oh, probably, yeah. It's August 10th in theaters across the nation with like limited screenings or whatever. So it'll be pretty cool. Might have to take the wife on a movie date to see the documentary. And we, it's funny because you and I were talking about that on the show like a couple months ago, how we were like wondering how they were going to like air this documentary, whether it was going to be on YouTube or whatnot.
Yeah.
We just didn't know. And then it comes out that it's going to be played in movie theaters.
Yeah, I'm sure that it'll be streaming pretty soon after that, but it would definitely be cool to see it there on the movie theater.
For sure. And then, actually, another thing I did want to bring up was Carly Pearce is getting her Opry induction on August 3rd, which is pretty exciting.
That was maybe one of, if not the coolest, asks to be a member of the Opry ever. It was her hero, Dolly, came and surprised her and asked her, not at the Opry, but when she was doing like an interview about Dollywood, because she kind of got started at Dollywood, and Dolly kind of just came out of nowhere and surprised her. It was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I saw the video or whatever. It was pretty sweet. And then Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani like snuck off and got married. Did you hear about that?
They did. I'm surprised. Usually they don't do anything quiet, but they definitely surprise people there.
Yeah, I saw it on a website. I was reading an article, and it was like a trending ad or something, and I'm like, this it's one of the things where it's like, is this real or is this like clickbait? So I looked it up, and funny. Sure enough, it was legit. But So that, yeah, good for them. Whatever, whatever your
That's right.
opinion is on that topic, whatever.
That's right.
Morgan Wallen, he's back teasing new music. He teased one. It's called "Drink You Back" that he started writing with Ernest. That I guess they haven't officially finished yet, per his social media.
Yeah,
But it sounds pretty good.
it does.
Definitely a
It
Morgan
does.
track, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Did you see that "Sand in My Boots" debuted on the radio chart this week?
I didn't see that. I didn't even catch that.
I mean, it debuted down at number 58, so it's not getting a ton of airplay yet, but it looks like that's going to be the comeback single instead of "Wasted on You."
Nice. Good choice, though. I'm sure if radio gives them some play anyway, that'll probably climb pretty quick.
Oh yeah, it's a freaking jam.
Amazing song, dude. And then Maddie and Tay, I'm not sure when this was released. I know it's a newer one. It's called "Woman You Got." My wife actually pointed that out to me, and it's a pretty good song. Have you listened to that yet?
Yeah, I think the video came out this week. I think
Yeah.
the song's been out for a month or two, but it was released to radio and the video came out this week. So they've
Yeah.
kind of had an up and down career. They came out of the gate super hot, then they kind of disappeared for a bit. Then they had a huge hit with "Die from a Broken Heart," and so we'll follow along and see how this one does.
Yeah, I think it'll do well. Like I said, I didn't know when it was even released, but I just recently heard it and it was pretty good. I knew it was newer, but that was definitely awesome. And then
Absolutely, man.
we got some other Kojo news. He actually announced 2 more songs off the double album are going to be coming soon. They're titled "God Bless the Boy" and "Stronger."
Oh man,
So I'm
He
definitely ready
is
for that.
fastly climbing my chart. He's definitely top 3 or 4 for me right now. I mean,
Yeah.
he is freaking awesome.
Especially after you got to see him live, I bet.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
That was your first
it
time
was
seeing him,
incredible.
right?
It was, yeah. And I mean, it sucks that you're not going to get to see him tomorrow because he was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, this is like the third time I shoulda, coulda, would have seen him, and the forces that be have not let it happen. So one day, I just wish him well, and hope he gets, recovers from his whatever's going on with his throat and voice and everything.
That's right, man. That's right. A couple other songs that I had here. They announced today that the next, I guess it's the second single, but hopefully it'll be the first big hit for Cameron Marlowe, is going to be "Giving You Up," which Spotify has been pushing that one really hard, and that is a freaking awesome song, and his vocals on that are great. So if he's go break like I think both of us think he has a real good shot. This could be maybe the breakout single of the second half of this year for a new artist.
Yeah, most definitely, dude. That is an amazing track.
It is.
And I know
Really,
we're
really
both
good.
pretty big fans of Cameron's, so definitely would love to see him take off.
Absolutely. And then for the news that you sent me today, maybe the biggest news of the week. Tell us about that.
Cancel that Luke Combs concert in Chicago we're supposed to go to.
That's right, man.
It was announced that Eric Church and George Strait are going to be doing it kind of like a co-headlining show at AT Live this year on November 5th in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz, where we went
My gosh.
2 years ago almost to see Luke Combs and Eric Church do a co-headlining show.
Absolutely, man. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah. And it is ironic that we already had tickets to see Luke in Chicago on November 5th this year, which was like a rescheduled from last year. I think that we're probably going to put those up for sale and grab some Straight and Church tickets. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we're both pretty sold on it.
That's not a dig at Luke at all, but Straight does maybe 6 to 8 shows a year.
Maybe.
And to see him and Eric together, this is obviously a once in a lifetime opportunity. So that's probably where you'll find us on November 5th.
Yeah, most definitely, man. But yeah, I'm stoked for that. The pre-sale is Friday for church choir members, and then the tickets go on sale to the public July 16th at don't quote me on this, I think it's 10 a.m. or noon venue time. So you guys keep an eye out for that.
Man.
Yep.
That is going to be awesome.
Tickets the last time they had that in 2019 weren't too expensive either, so I think they'll probably keep them in that price range.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with 60, 70,000 seat stadium, as long as you're fine being up near the top like you and I are, the tickets really aren't that bad.
No, not at all, man.
Yeah.
But that's really all I had. I know you want to go over some chart stuff over the last couple of weeks, so why don't you tell us about that, man?
Well, I mean, the charts the last 2 weeks have been the same as they were the last time we did a show. The Morgan's album is still number one, and I guess the big chart news this week is that "Forever After All" by Luke has spent the last 6 weeks at number one on radio on Billboard, which I mean, I looked earlier, in the last 15 years since "Live Like You Were Dying," so the last 15 years, there have been 3 songs spend 6 weeks or more at number one. And Luke has 2 of them. So I mean that's pretty incredible. Good Lord.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
Phenom.
Yeah. Radio loves Luke, and it was officially announced this earlier this week, last week, that "Cold as You" will be the next radio single, and it will be the last single from the second album, and then he's gonna move on to the third album, and if and when "Cold as You" goes number one, this will be the first record in the history of country music with 7 number ones.
How do you feel about that, though? Because that's the deluxe release, actually.
It is, but I mean, that's just the way people release music now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, different times.
Yeah, I mean, as we're getting ready to see with Riley, I mean, people are either going to release like small EPs like this, or massive projects. Like, there's not going to be any more like 10 to 12 song albums. That's just not the way that music is released anymore.
It's so weird, and it's changed like drastically in just like the last 2 years, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean it really has. I mean the Riley EP that we're getting ready to cover, this is his second EP in the last year, and neither one of them has even been released as a CD. You cannot buy either one of these EPs that Riley has released. You can only stream them digitally, which is just, I mean, most people don't even have a CD player in their car anymore, which is just, I mean, that's crazy to think about, but it's just the truth,
Yeah, I don't know. It's different times, man, than when we were growing up. That's for sure. Man. But really, I think that's going to wrap it up for the news segment, man, and getting caught up over most of what's been going on in the last couple of weeks since we've been kind of on a hiatus here.
That's right, man.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, we're going to be covering Riley's latest EP, Behind the Bar, giving our thoughts, ranking our songs off of it, least favorite to most favorite. I don't think there's one that I really disliked off this EP, though.
I can't really think of a Riley song so far that I have disliked. I mean, he's pretty consistent when it comes to this stuff.
Absolutely. And I mean, I was reading some articles today. I can't remember the websites or like the media outlets I was reading them from, but they were saying things that his lyrics are really, they're checklisty. You know what I mean? Like, he lists off things in his music, but he does it so well and so different than the bro country era. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And the production and the instruments on his projects are so much better than they were, in my opinion, in the 2010s anyway. It's more like a traditional sound. There's some fiddle in there. And I think that, he doesn't have the biggest mainstream success yet. The radio, I mean, he had, there was this girl, that made it to number 3, I think. And then I Wish Grandpa's Never Died. That was, 12, I think?
Yeah.
Is where it peaked at. And then he's got, If It Wasn't for Trucks, that's, last time I checked, it was like in the 40s. I don't know where it's at now, though.
It's kind of stuck right there. I mean, I remember thinking, as Grandpa's Never Died was climbing the radio chart, I definitely would have put a lot of money down that Riley was the next superstar in country music, because that song was ginormous. It connected with everybody, and then it just stopped at number 12 on the radio chart, and he's not been able to have another hit since then. He criticizes country music and country radio a little bit in that song. And so I just wonder if that's the reason, or if it's just because his music is a little bit more traditional. I mean, I don't really know, because, I mean, he's got almost 4 million Spotify listeners. He's the middle act on Dierks' tour this summer. Yeah. It seems like everybody loves Riley. So I don't really know, because I really felt like, I mean, that he was on the fast track to be one of the next big superstars in country music.
Yeah, and I mean, he has a ton of fans, man. If you get on like social media and stuff, like when people are talking about, oh, these are my favorite artists or these are my favorite songs, more often than not, you'll hear Riley Green mentioned. And it just like blows my mind that radio can't get behind it. I don't know what it is. But we're big fans of Riley's, and we've seen him live, and I think he puts on a heck of a show. When he was playing Grandpa's, I mean, it was just like, the crowd was crazy. It was like an anthem of the whole concert, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
At Acoustic Jam when we were there, like, we talked about this on the show, like, everybody just was into it, and that was like the moment where you're like, this is live music, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah, the EP, I liked it, man. I've listened to it probably like 4 or 5 times through now.
Yeah,
and
too.
I mean, it's definitely a Riley project. Like, it's nothing different really, like, than what he would normally do. But I think what he does works well for him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, he announced this EP like last week. He literally was just like, hey guys, there's 6 new songs that are coming out next Friday. Like, it just totally came out of nowhere. And I mean, most of these songs are songs that he had performed live during quarantine. So I think the hardcore Riley fans were ready for these songs, but literally like no promotion, no anticipation, just like, hey, these are coming out. Like,
dude, I had no idea it was coming out.
I mean, it's
caught me
crazy.
off guard. I was like, oh, okay, I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
There's 7 songs on there. You've got If It Wasn't for Trucks, which is a re-release from his last EP that he put out last year. I Let a Damn Good Woman Leave, Put 'Em on Mine, That Was Us, That's My Dixie, Behind the Bar, and That's What I've Been Told. And kind of like what we talked about earlier when we were texting with him re-releasing If It Wasn't for Trucks, I was kind of confused. I'm like, why did he do that? You know, I'm like, why did he put on another EP? Yeah. But then you reminded me it was the current radio single. And I was like, oh, yeah, makes sense.
You know, with digital, you can just slap whatever song on this, you know, EP that you want. And I mean, clearly they're trying to keep that one going at radio. And I guess they figure that the more people click on that song, the more people will find the rest of these songs. So I'm sure that it helps having a song on here that is somewhat familiar to the fan base, you know?
Yeah.
Have you listened to his cover of Where Corn Don't Grow by Travis Tritt on Spotify?
Oh, yeah. Is it Spotify or is it on Amazon? I can't remember.
No, it must be on all of them because I know
Probably.
it's on Spotify.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It just like popped up on my Spotify out of nowhere a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that he had done this, and it's awesome.
It is, yeah. He did that. Yeah. Gosh, I can't remember when he did it. I don't think it was that long ago. Like within the last year, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah. That's funny that you bring that up because we were talking, my buddies and I were talking about that the other day. Is that a Waylon Jennings song or is that a Travis Tritt song because who did it better kind of thing?
Yeah.
I won't get into that debate. That's a whole can of worms. I do not even want to touch. Love them both. It's kind of like the Cover Me Up with Jason Isbell and Morgan Wallen or Tennessee Whiskey. You know, I'm just.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I enjoy every version of. Most
I mean,
covers,
a great song can easily be made great by multiple artists. You know, I mean, that's I remember when Traveler first came out with Stapleton, and people were kind of asking him about that, and he had mentioned that the mark of a true artist isn't always just necessarily writing your own stuff, but being able to interpret other great stuff and respecting those songs. And you know, we're getting a lot of that now, where people are kind of just performing their favorite stuff and the stuff that kind of inspired them.
Yeah. But anyway, my thoughts overall on this EP, like I said, it's definitely a Riley project. He didn't really stray away from what he normally does.
Yeah.
You know, the lyrics, they can come off as checklisty, but with just the way the instruments flow with the lyrics and the way that he delivers the message, it just seems more genuine than checklisty, you know?
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're really getting that Southern life vibe from Riley. It's not just like another, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Does it make sense?
Oh, yeah. I agree with it for sure.
Just seems more genuine coming from Riley. But yeah, if I had to rank the EP as a whole, man, I would give like a strong 6.75 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, if you take the 5 songs from the last EP and then the 6 new songs of this, I would say that I probably, I don't know. I mean, 2 or 3 of these are probably you know, some of my favorites. Yeah, I would give it probably, you know, 7, somewhere in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely not. I mean, it's, you know, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not something that's gonna, you know, just stick with you forever. But it's just, you know, good country music that is fitting to Riley, like you said.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I guess we can go ahead and get into our ranking here. For those of you that are new, Chris and I will usually talk about a project and we'll rank our least favorite to most favorite songs off the project. starting with least to highest. And I'll kick it off, man. For an obvious reason, at number 7, I've got If It Wasn't for Trucks, just because to me it wasn't new. I don't even know if I should have really included it in my ranking, if that's fair, but I put that at number 7 just because it's already been out. I've already heard it a bunch, and it wasn't new. Nothing against it, but it's at number 7 for me.
I hear you, man. At number 7, I have got Put 'Em On Mine.
Okay, nice.
And I think, I don't want to say he's pigeonholed himself, but Riley does like the emotional, like really heartfelt country so well, and probably so much better than most people nowadays, that when he puts out a kind of a generic kind of, like teasing love song like this, I like it, but it's not going to be one of my favorites,
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I had it at number 6.
There you go.
Yeah, so which is technically the bottom if you're not counting If It Wasn't for Trucks, but yeah, similar reasons to you, man. It's just kind of like a lovey-dovey, deal, and I'm just like, not necessarily my style that I like with Riley, but
yeah,
I don't think any of these songs are bad. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
I think
they're all good.
They're all good, but that's probably one of my least favorites off of it. What do you have at number 6?
Number 6, I have got That's What I've Been Told.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like all of I like
Wow.
you said. There's nothing on here I don't like.
Wow, I'm shocked. No. Well,
I feel like that it's probably that I could see it being kind of his next sentimental song at radio, and maybe it's just because I feel like that he's kind of done this song a couple times. Maybe that's why I put it at 6. But I mean, I like it. It had to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's right, man. Number 5, man, I probably feel like I should put this one a little higher, but I put I Let a Damn Good Woman Leave.
Oh,
it's a good one.
I love that song. Oh,
very good.
Yeah,
very good.
So good.
But
I think he did those acoustic shows from kind of his barn back during quarantine, and this is one of the ones that I had heard. Probably right when quarantine started, and so that's a great song. Really, really good.
Absolutely, man, I love it. But what do you have at number 5?
Number 5, I have If It Wasn't for Trucks.
Ooh, number 5, current radio single.
That's right.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, and I obviously hope that it keeps climbing for him. It's just, it's just not one of my absolute favorites, but I still like it.
Sure. So at number 4, I've got That Was Us.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which is a good one, and that was a co-write from what I read with Thomas Rhett, actually.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Jesse Alexander is on that song with Riley.
Her vocals are great on that, and I think she's probably been songwriter in Nashville for years and years and years, and writes a lot with Riley. So having her jump on there is pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty fantastic, and I guess actually from a story I wrote, I cannot remember what outlet put this article out, but Thomas Rhett and Riley were like hunting. I guess something about Thomas Rhett wanted to learn how to duck hunt, so he hit up Riley like, "Hey, can we go hunting? Will you teach me how to hunt?" And they wound up like penning this song while they were hunting or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but I read that and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." Probably pretty true.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, what do you have at 4?
At number 4, I have got what I would probably bet a couple thousand is going to be the next radio single, and it's the title track, Behind the Bar.
Behind the Bar. That's a fun one, man.
Yeah, it is a fun one. Super catchy. Super just nothing earth-shattering new about it, but it's just super fun. And I could easily see that ended up being one of his bigger hits and more known songs for sure.
Absolutely, super catchy. But number 3, man, I had one that was pinned with Randy Montana and Jesse Alexander, and it is That's My Dixie.
Oof.
That is a good one.
That is a great song.
And
what'd you think of that one?
It's good, man. It really just like captures that Southern pride that he has, but like is trying to send the message that, how he feels about being from the South isn't what everybody portrays being from the South to be like, is what I took from that,
Yeah, for sure.
Where, they were raised to love each other no matter what color your skin is, and, it's just a very, like, emotional song. I mean, I'm not from the South. I can't really necessarily relate to it, but it was just so good, and the instruments on it are awesome.
Randy Montana is everywhere in Nashville.
Yeah, Dude, he
Good
is
Lord.
crushing it as a writer. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's on Cold as You with Luke. I mean, he's on a bunch of Luke stuff, but I
Yeah.
mean, he's everywhere.
Definitely, man. But yeah, that's why at number 3. What do you have?
I have That Was Us with Jesse Alexander. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just the classic country duet, and it's hard to beat. It's a really good one.
That's Riley's first duet, right? Like, has he done any other ones?
I can't think of any other ones. If he has,
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the first one he's done, and it was awesome. They
Yeah.
did it so well together.
for sure, man.
Number 2, I had Behind the Bar, just because it is super catchy. I know, like you said, it's nothing earth-shattering or anything like that. Your typical...
So good, though.
Yeah. It's like, I hope it's a huge smash for him, honestly, because he deserves
Yeah,
it.
for sure, man. I mean, him and Cody and Kip Moore, and I mean, we could keep naming people, but I mean, thank God for streaming, and thank God that you don't absolutely have to have radio hits. I mean, obviously they're great to have because of the exposure and stuff, but I mean, thank God for being able to find music on your own these days, because a lot of the people that we love would not have gotten their fair shake back in the 90s, for sure.
And I mean, we talk about that all the time. It's just the internet age is incredible to be able to give people exposure that they deserve.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, what did you have at number 2?
At number 2, I had I Let a Damn Good Woman Leave.
Shoo-wee. I was gonna say I probably should have had that in my top 3, but had to go somewhere.
That is an awesome throwback track. Sounds like something that could have easily been sung by George Jones, Merle Haggard, all the way up till today. I mean, that's as country and as classic as you can get right there.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Number 1, I wonder if you can guess it. I've got That's What I've Been Told.
Oh, there you go.
But you had that one a little lower.
I did. I had that one lower. I mean, I love that song, but I definitely had it lower. Tell us why you picked that one.
I mean, there's just lines in it that you can just relate to, where he talks about, if both men ain't shook hands, it ain't sold. When daddy don't say nothing, you better listen because he won't be here for long. Just like relatable stuff. And I don't know, I've always resonated with like melancholy, relatable type music, and this song just like nails that, I feel like.
Good one.
What'd you have at number 1?
Number 1, I have what I think will probably go down as kind of his anthem, and you had it high too. But at number 1, That's My Dixie. That's the song that stopped me in my tracks. That's the song that I had to go back and listen to over and over and over, and it's just so poignant for where we are as a country, and as divided as we are, or as supposedly divided as we are.
Right.
I mean, it was
deep.
Is it's an awesome track.
I love that one too, man. But that's our ranking, guys, on Riley's latest project. So if you're on our social media, let us know what you think. If we missed it or if we got it right.
Yeah, for sure. Give it a listen. It's good from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've listened to it 4 or 5 times. Probably will listen to it quite a bit more.
For sure, man.
Solid 6.75 out of 10 for me. So it's pretty good ranking for me.
That's right.
But that is all I've really got this week, man. Just touched on what we had to catch up on over the last couple weeks and talk about Riley's latest project. Do you have anything else?
Right. Let's pray for no rain for you tomorrow. Going to see Mr. Luke Combs, John Party, Ashley McBride, and a slew of others. And I would be there with you, except I am going to see the Lori Morgan with her and Keith Whitley's son, Jesse Keith Whitley. Probably my favorite venue of all time, the Paramount Theater in Ashland, Kentucky. So you're going to be enjoying music, and I'm going to be enjoying music, and thank God for country music.
Thank God, brother. That's right.
That's right, man.
Well, if you guys are not following us on social media, you're doing it all wrong. Go check us out. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if you haven't heard, we are on TikTok. Which is
Legends
crazy.
On TikTok.
Oh, it's wild. Just search Bro Country Pod. You'll find us on all platforms. But yeah, we went crazy viral the last week or two on TikTok. It's been absolutely buck wild. We had a video get over 500,000 views.
It's crazy, man.
And we're up to 21,000 followers or something. So thank you guys so much. I mean, that is awesome. And if you guys are here from TikTok and listen to the show for the first time, we truly appreciate that and hope you'll come back for more.
That's right, man.
I think that's going to wrap it up, my man. It's been a fun one. Guys, we'll catch you next time. But until then, keep it country and take care of each other.